Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 13th shloka. Chaturvarnayam maya srishtam
चातुर्वर्णयं माया सृष्टं
guna karma vibhagashah
गुणकर्म विभागसः
guna karma vibhagashah.
गुणकर्म विभागसः.
So we can pronounce it when we are reading it a little bit speed. We will say this guna karma vibhagasah.
गुणकर्म विभागसः
Tasya kartaram api mam.
तस्य कर्तारम् अपि माम्
Tasya kartaram api mam.
तस्य कर्तारम् अपि माम्
Vidya kartaram avyayam.
विद्याकर्तारम् अव्ययम्
So it is vidya akarta. Okay, vidya
विद्याकर्
akartaram avyayam.
विद्याकर्तारम्
Vidyakar.
अव्ययम्
So the way it has to be listening to
विद्याकर्तारम्
our vidya akartaram.
ओके
Vidya
विद्या
akartaram
अकर्तारम्
from avyayam.
अव्ययम्
So akarta. It is akarta. Vidya kartaram avyayam.
विद्याकर्तारम् अव्ययम्.
Perfect. Okay. Who wants to try again?
Read. चातुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं
चातुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं
सृष्टं
गुणकर्मविभागशः
गुणकर्म विभागसः
तस्य कर्तारम् अपि माम्
तस्य कर्तारम् अपि माम्
विधि अकर्तारम् अव्ययम्
विधि
विधि
अकर्तारम्
अव्ययम्.
अव्ययम्. Okay. Who wants to try again? Satish, Madhu, or Sandeep?
चतुर मधु
It is chatur.
चतुर्वर्णयम्
Chaturvarna.
ओके चातुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म
Acha.
विभागसः
Okay.
ओके चातुर्वर्णयं चातुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं
Correct.
चतुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारम् अपि माम् विधि अकर्तारम् अव्ययम्.
Okay, fantastic. Madhu, you want to try?
चातुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारम् अपि मां विद्या अकर्तारम् अव्ययम्.
Excellent. Anybody wants to try?
चातुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागसः तस्य कर्तारम् अपि माम् विधि अकर्तारम् अव्ययम्.
Super. Synonyms. Just give me a second. Synonyms. Chatuhu Varnayam. The four divisions of human society. Maya, by me. Srishtam, created. Guna, of quality. Karma, and work. vibhagashaha, in terms of division, tasya, of that, kartaram, the father, api, although, mam, me, vidhi, you may know, akartaram, as the non-doer, avyayam, unchangeable. Translation: according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non doer, being unchangeable. Purport, may I request someone to read it, please? Okay, chalo.
The purport: the Lord is the creator of everything.
Your voice is not audible, Madhu.
Everything is born of. Okay. The Lord is the creator of everything. Everything is born of Him. Everything is sustained
Madhu, your internet connection is not good, I think.
by
చాలా disturbance
Him
వస్తుంది.
and in Him.
మధు
Hello?
వినపడట్లేదు
Audible.
వినపడట్లేదు.
Okay. వినపడట్లేదా?
మధ్య మధ్యలో కట్
purport:
అవుతుంది మధు.
The
Right,
Lord
start.
is the creator of everything. The Lord is the creator of everything. Everything is born of Him. Everything is sustained by Him, and everything after annihilation rests in Him. He is there. The four divisions of social order begin with the intelligent class of men, technically called Brahmanas, due to their being situated in the mode of goodness. Next is the administrative class, technically called the Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in the mode of passion. The mercantile men, called the Vaishyas, are situated in the mixed modes of passion and ignorance. And the Shudras, or laborer class, are situated in the ignorant mode of material nature. In spite of his creating the four divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions, because he is not one of the conditioned souls, a section of whom form human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate men from the animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systemic development of Krishna consciousness. The tendency of a particular man towards work is determined by the modes of material nature which he has acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of this book. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmanas. Although Brahmanas by quality are supposed to know about Brahman, manifestation of Lord
The
Krishna.
supreme absolute truth.
Okay, the supreme absolute truth. Most of them approach only the impersonal Brahman manifestation of Lord Krishna, but a man who transcends the limited knowledge of a Brahmana and reaches the knowledge of the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna consciousness. Or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna consciousness includes knowledge of all different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Kama.
Rama.
Okay, namely Rama, Narsimha, Varaha, etc. But as Krishna is transcendental to the system of the four divisions of human society, a person in Krishna consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether it is considered the divisions of community, nation, or species.
Over to you, Niranjan.
Okay. Thank you, Anand. So on this Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4.13, I'll try to share some of my thought processes and comments. Just want to recollect that Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, is talking about the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. We got to be on this awareness whenever we are looking at this chapter, so that we are able to have a deeper and wider understanding of every shloka that is being offered by Bhagwan here. Because these shlokas are directly being said by Bhagwan himself. This particular shloka is talking about the way we as human beings have been created. It is talking about the opportunity that is being offered to us in this human body to elevate ourselves from one level to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, and to the ultimate next level. It is giving us an opportunity. Bhagwan is saying how he has created and how we can achieve the Parabrahman by himself. This shloka is so beautifully talking about it. He is showing a method, he is showing a process in which it is being created in every individual. It is talking about the Chatur Varnam. We got to understand what is this Varnam. Varnam has got many meanings in Sanskrit. One of the meanings of Varnam is, for example, color. Krishna Varnam, it's a color, for example. One of the meanings of Varnam is categorization. Means it is like the classification system. Varnam, it's a kind of a classification system. There is another meaning of Varnam in Sanskrit, which means to say it is a choice. It offers one a choice. So I'm trying to bring your awareness, your attention to this deep knowledge. Please listen carefully. I please request you to listen it carefully. We have to understand Varnam. Many people misunderstand the Varnam as a caste system or Chatur Varnam as a caste system. That is absolutely a different way of looking at it for one's own ulterior motives. The Varnashrama in which the Bhagwan has created, we have to understand, is based on these four levels of one's consciousness. This he is very clearly explaining in this Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga of the 4th chapter. The Chatur Varnam, the moment we understand the Varnam is being divided in the form or in the basis of one's consciousness, then we start having a kind of a pathway to bring ourselves from one level to the next level. We can improve within ourselves how to progress further in elevating ourselves and our consciousness. Like in the chapter 3, Bhagwan defines who is a Brahmana. Before I get into that, what are this Chatur Varnam? Here he says that this human being is divided or classified based on the four choices that he is making. This is the individual who is making a choice. What are these four choices? The first choice is based on the guna. The first choice is based on the guna. These gunas are in the form of three gunas, which are the material gunas. What are these gunas? They are the sattva guna, rajoguna, and tamoguna. For example, one person always makes a choice of being lazy, inertia. He likes all the tamasic kind of an activities. This person falls into the category, into the varna by choice. He is, by his free will, he is entering to become a tamasic kind of a guna. A person who is interested in a kind of a, say for example, administration or management, or he wants to go and then protect a kind of a society, he wants to use his bahu, the strength of protecting the society or administrating the thing or managing the things. He start working at the level of a kshatriya, for example. There is another person who is naturally inclined towards either producing, like farming, agricultural kind of an interest, or he is having an interest to do business transactions, for example. This particular guna is a combination of rajasic plus tamasic. This person comes into the vaishya category, for example. The highest form of the guna is the sattvika guna. The Sattvika Guna, he has a compassion. This person has a love. He's got a amazing compassion for everything. He's endowed with knowledge. He wants to learn. This person becomes a seeker. He tries to seek the truth behind everything. He wants to understand in a deeper and a wider sense with love, with compassion. He would love to teach the other people what is the nature of himself or oneself, or about the nature of the Parabrahma, or about the nature of the Brahmanda. This person is like a intellectual person endowed with wisdom, which is the Sattvika Guna. So the categories of this Chatur Varnyam is coming as a choice which every individual in his life is able to exercise based on the gunas he is exercising in his day-to-day life by way of his karma, by way of his works, by way of his activities. Every day to day activity, the way he is performing his karma would define in that moment which varnam this particular person is belonging to in performing that particular activity. In a day, for example, if I am doing my sadhana in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening or in a satsang, then my guna at that time is a sattvika guna. At that moment, I am acting like a Brahmana, a person who is involved in the intellectual discriminating abilities. At that moment, in me, I am the Brahmana, irrespective of my birth. The second time, if I am working in my organization and I am into a management position, I am acting like a Kshatriya at that moment in my day-to-day transaction. If at my home I am administrating myself, the management of my home, then I am acting like a Kshatriya in that moment. When I am performing a transaction, a kind of a business in my organization, in my professional life, then at that moment, I am as a Vaishya. I am transacting. I am doing my purchases, or I am going to acquire some kind of things into my home. At that instant, I am being a Vaishya. Now, whenever I'm offering services within my home, I am performing either cooking or cleaning of the utensils or cleaning of the house or rendering service, offering the food to my family or to my relatives who are coming. I'm serving them with various things for their comfort, preparing everything. Or in my office, I am serving somebody with some kind of good gesture as a relation or whatever. I am acting like a Shudra at that moment. So this Chatur Varnam is my choice of every day, how I am being in a one given 24 hours of my life. So I have a choice whether I can be most of which varna I can be in a particular day. Am I going to be spending too much of time being as a Shudra? The lowest activities. I don't want to use my intelligence, maybe too much of a tamasik. I'm lazy sitting here and there and then taking a cross. That is how it is being defined. Do I want to do a kind of a transaction, business activity too much? Is my mind going on the business transactions too much? Am I going to be Vaishya? My mind is going on towards management of things, towards creation of administrative policies. I am being a Kshatriya. The moment I am working on strategies, on intelligence, on creating new aspects, I am using my intelligence as a discriminating ability. More so in the form of a seeker, I am being a Brahmana. So it is my choice every day whether I can be a Brahmana, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya, or a Shudra. This is how Bhagwan has defined. He has created a human being like that. We got to understand this very nicely. Varnam means choice. It is the choice which is given to a human being how he can be. Broadly, he can be in these four categories by way of his gunas, by way of his karma. So, this particular activity, when we are looking at it, once the person as an individual is there, he starts doing his sadhana with this kind of a constant awareness in his moment by moment activities. He can elevate himself from just being not just only a Shudra or not just only a Vaishya or not just a Kshatriya or a Brahmana, but he can make himself to be above these four gunas. Gunatita Rahita. He has that ability to go beyond these gunas, and the only possibility of that is when you merge with the Parabrahman. That is the reason he's very clearly saying here that he, Bhagavan, is the creator, he is the Kartaram, he is the father, he is the creator of this particular Chatur Varnashramam based on the gunas and karmas one is performing. Because Bhagwan is beyond the gunas and the karmas, whatever he is performing, are all akarmas. He does the activities like a non-doer. He is doing a kind of an activity like a non-doer, akarma. Therefore, he is constantly being unchangeable. He is not changing himself whether he is acting only at a level of a tamasic level or only at the level of a rajasic level or only at the level of a sattvic level. He is gunatita, above the gunas which don't touch him. Bhagavan is not impure with these gunas. He is absolute pure with love and compassion. He is beyond fluctuating in this Chatur Varna. He is Nishchala, Nirguna, Nishchala Nirguna Niranjana Parabrahma. That is how Bhagwan is always in a constant state of supreme being. Bhagwan in the shloka of Bhagavad Gita 4.13 is very clearly stating the way he has designed the human being in these Chatur Varna. In this chapter, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Bhagwan is revealing the secret of his creation which he's offered to us. He has given a free will for us to move from these Chatur Varna by way of acquiring this transcendental knowledge, by way of doing karma, our actions on a day-to-day basis with this jnana in place, a constant awareness, and elevate ourselves to the highest form of level. And this is purely possible when we enter into the bhakti rasa namamrita of the Bhagavan constantly. Every jnana we are receiving, every action we are doing, every unattachable kind of activities we are doing, we offer it as a service with this awareness that Bhagavan, please take me to the highest level possible in the sattvic guna, which is going to be my major activity. I am in this world, I am bound to do the shudra kind of activities, I am bound to do the rajasic kind of activities, I am bound to do sattvic kind of an activities, but please do bless me such that in this body most of my character is it sattvic guna. If possible, please make it 100% such that I am able to merge with you. I don't change as per the changing scenarios and situations which pull me in this world, in this materialistic nature because of the Arishad Vargas. Please help me, please protect me. I must become your person, your instrument in rendering the service. Let me go beyond this Chatur Varnam. Can I make this choice? Bhagwan is indirectly saying, can I go into the Panchama Varnam? Panchama Varnam, beyond the Chatur Varnam. Can I go there? Which is the Turyati Sthiti. That is the deeper meaning which this shloka 4.13 of Bhagavad Gita, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga is offering. Hopefully, I would have given a deeper insight in this shloka. With this, I close my comments. Thank you.
Very good, Niranjan. Nice.
Niru?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Excellent. What you call really heart touching, and practically you have very well defined that Chaturvarnam into different prospects. Not only other means if we think of Kshatriyas, Brahmins, and Vaishyas and Shudras as a communal or community people, irrespective of that, you have correlated that aspect into the spiritual learning, and also the correlation of the varnas, chatur varnas, into our day-to-day activities by the actions and the work or the karmic work what we do. You have correlated very excellently that this individual karmic works and activities into those, like if you are doing this work, you have been elevated as we call as a Brahman, or doing business transaction, or you have very well excellently coordinated and correlated with that chaturvarnas which have been given in the slokas as per the Bhagavad Gita, and you have related that into our day-to-day practical life very excellently, and I can say very well said and very well good. And I'm very much impressed by your thought process, and thanks for your sharing of your thought process and learnings, which is helping out all of us in leading a very, as you said, sattvic life most of the time, which will remove our jealousies, greed, and other what you call Arshad Vargas day in and day out, which is helping us and especially helping me in various conflicts. Thank you very much, Niru.
Guru Krupa. Thank you.
Thank you, Niru. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Dr. Sujata Garu, any of your thought processes, please do share.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. as you know, he was, I don't remember, as he was just, recalling the meaning of the shloka, I just by the side, I wrote it in my notebook. I'll just read it out.
Yeah,
I
please.
would interpret this shloka as, depending on the occasion, every individual has all the four varnas in them, as
That's
you
right.
have said. Actually, I wanted to precede you and tell this, but then you have started. As you have said, every individual has all the four varnas in them. It is
That's right.
not that one is just stamped as a brahmana, and one as a kshatriya, because depending on the situation, they will have to use up all the qualities that are what to say, assigned to the four varnas.
That's
That
right.
is how it has been described. But I don't know. Maybe those days it would have been possible for the commentators to take it up as one is kshatriya alone, one is a brahmana alone, or whatever it is. But I think for the present day, it is right that all individual has all the four varnas in them. And as you said, it is a choice of the individual to use whichever one is maximum in their day-to-day transactions, so that
That's right.
they elevate their level. They elevate their level.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's right. Absolutely, ma'am. I think that's a wonderful opportunity which Bhagwan has offered in terms of the sloka 4.13. Very nicely, he has said, "I've created it like this. Now it is your choice how you want to take it forward." So nicely, so vividly, very explicitly, he has presented it. I think it's a wonderful thing. Very nice. Thank you.
Because when he says about the guna,
Yeah,
the
that's right.
three guna are not something assigned to one particular varna, as it as if it has been interpreted as the sattva gunas for a brahmana,
That's right.
tamasa
Rajoguna for a
gunas for
kshatriya.
this
Yeah,
category. It is no, I don't want to say that. It is not,
that's right.
never like that.
It's never like
Every
that.
individual has all the three gunas in them.
Correct.
Yeah, it is
Correct.
never like that.
Absolutely, ma'am. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Actually, if that awareness is there in every individual, that's what we want to bring also. In every individual, this awareness has to be there constantly. At what level, from what level am I operating? Am I operating from a Shudra level? Am I operating from a Kshatriya level? Am I operating from a Brahmana level or Vaishya level? Every moment we have this awareness, naturally we will want to move towards the next level. It's a very natural progression. This is a very natural behavior which every human being will experience very naturally. So that's nice. Okay, so it's 9:59 now. If there are further comments, we can discuss or we can close this session. Yeah. Okay, so I think then we are good. We will
Niru,
again meet. Yeah, Madhu, chap.
your voice is breaking, Niru.
Okay, is it clear now?
Voice break అవుతుంది ఇది.
Okay,
Not
is it
clear.
clear
Yeah.
now? Okay, so if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
clear.
okay, if you have any further comments, we can discuss or we can close the session.
Yeah,
Now it's 10
Niranjan,
p.m.
only one point, Niranjan, just 2
Yeah.
minutes. I mean, I think I fully agree with Sujata madam that even though at a broader level, Krishna's, I mean, this sloka is saying that, that Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Shudra is based on the three modes, but actually, it is day-to-day activity, moment to moment. Anybody can be in the mode of goodness or
That's
passion
right.
or ignorance based on their karma. It's
That's
more
right.
on their duty, what they are doing. And another one point which you said that transcending this four varnas, that
Yeah.
one can rise
Four.
above the four varnas
Yes,
just by becoming a pure devotee of the Lord.
that's right.
So that is a beautiful thing which uh,
That's right.
I'm going with Prabhupada's statement. The Prabhupada is explaining that even if you are born in a so-called Shudra family or a Vaishya family or whatever, if you just chant the names of the Lord, you will be considered as a Vaishnava. And moment you are considered a Vaishnava, you are above the four varnas. You are in the topmost category. of the people.
Actually, Anand, because you have raised that point also, we don't want to, from my perspective, don't take it personal or anything. We don't want to say Vaishnava or a Shaivite or a Shaktite or something like that. It's quite a kind of a thing. We got to travel beyond the certain kind of a terminologies for certain period of time. After certain period of time, we got to be moving into the higher next level. So we don't want to categorize people. Again, it's a choice how you are going to name that particular thing. Sometimes we have to be working on a bigger perspective than just categorizing and then again segmenting,
No, you
which
can
causes a kind of a conflict. So
between you and me, Niranjan, we are all almost on the same plane.
yes,
See,
yes.
whether you call it Shaivite or Vaishnava or whatever. See,
No,
I
we
don't want to give.
call. That's what I'm saying. We don't want to call you are a Shaivite or you are a Vaishnavite. We don't want to call you are a Shaktite. If I'm praying Amavara, we don't want to call. Why should I call it?
No. The point is, see, you are missing the point. The point is, if you are a pure devotee of the Lord, you are above the Brahmana class.
That's right. Absolutely.
That is the point I'm trying to say.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That way I
Yeah.
agree on that point. Absolutely.
Okay, fine. I end this on.
No, in fact, the Bhagavad Gita itself gives a scope for that. Somewhere I don't remember the shloka and chapter. It says, Paramatmani yo raktaha viraktaha aparamatmani. The one whose mind is devoted towards Paramatma, naturally they try to keep away from all the other activities and keep themselves towards the Sattva Guna. And this is going to happen. I think it's in the later chapter.
That's
It says Paramatmani yo raktaha
Mm,
viraktaha aparamatmani.
mm. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. So that's nice, because what we are doing here is we have Ananda has suggested that we do 108 top shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. That's how we are selecting 108 shlokas as defined by Prabhupada. Basically, he has identified 108 top shlokas. So we are trying to follow some system on that particular line and going ahead with the identified 108 shlokas. So if that shloka is coming in that particular chapter, we will definitely be reviewing that shloka also, ma'am. But it's good that you have brought it into the discussion right now. It's very nice. Appreciate. Very nice, ma'am. Actually, your presence here is also adding very good value in our discussions, Dr. Sujata Garu. So I think I really appreciate.
Sorry, I was a little late. Just completing all the activities
Yeah, I know.
at home and I had to join.
I know. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Then appreciate everybody. We will meet up again on Thursday. Is that okay? Shall I
Yeah.
close the session?
Yeah,
Okay,
Niru.
yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay. Thank you.
Good
So,
night,
you.
Anand. Good night,
Good night.
Sandeep. Good night, Satish. Good night, madam.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Anand. Satish, bye. Sandeep, good night. Bye. We'll catch up again. Madhu, bye. Sujata Garu, untanandi.
Bye.
Namaskaram.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank